afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting, amazing Propagandacast. Me, your host and Bill Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda. Of here, an exciting and riveting, amazing 1 vs 1 on the recently added map, Bayeux. Yeah, just Bayeux. I just need to check if it wasn't like Bayeux outskirts or Bayeux by the lake or Bayeux downtown or, you know, you get the idea. There's always so many extra bits to the names. Anyways, off here to 1 vs 1 between the north. It is NosMarkov fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Taking on the role here of the Ghost Deutschland Panzergrenadier West in the south. It is Jove fighting here for the Soviet Union, Comrade Stalin. And the 25th Tank Corps, we got elite troops, Jaeger infantry and mechanized assault with infantry, Panzerfaust range and Panzerfour bulletins versus Scout rifle, Guard motor and urban defense tactics with trouble for there for Jove. Double Contrast Art versus double Pioneer Grenadiers out here for NosMarkov, allowing him to seize more territory in the early game. Obviously going to need something to help then hold it, but it does give him a bit more, well, you know, ability to catch up, then ensuring he doesn't get out-capped by the Soviets, so of course don't have to build an early building, so they don't have to worry about those things. Joe with the third console on the way there, more Grenadiers on the way there for NosMarkov, and as always, please remember to like, subscribe and share, and press that bell button. So you're more likely to get the videos, thanks to YouTube's, as always, utterly arcane, if not tenebrous, algorithms forged in the deepest, darkest pits on Planet 9. So please do that. Also helps others maybe see the videos. So anyways, we've got our first optional choice. It is NosMarkov with elite troops. Going to use. We've got first engagement. Conflict versus going to be here. Rifle versus rifle. Sandbags there. Not quite finished there as NosMarkov obviously distracts, but at the same time doesn't quite push in due to well, no real cover for him. Backs off. It could probably just move away, but I guess you want to see if we can't bait the conflict into another position. Pioneers moving in. Now he attacks as soon as the finish. That feels a bit awkward there for NosMarkov. In fact, he would have popped in there, but I'll wait. Grenadiers moving forward to centre. Third Grenadiers going away for NosMarkov. Pioneers in the far east. We got more conflict there for Jove. Jove quick to focus down the Pioneers. You realise they're going to want trying to close in. The course Grenadiers moving for the other side. More conflict. Needs Grenadiers in there. Got a quick early engagement between Jove and NosMarkov by a rather unsuspect piece of terrain there. Closing in on the first command point, which one could pop a concussive grenade. There we go. Quickly focus down the conscripts. Good play there by NosMarkov in the end. Looked a bit dicey, but then he pulled through here. Jove was not ready for that assault there. And two conscripts were sent packing. And he only lost 2 Pioneers in the process. I mean, that's a pretty good engagement there from NosMarkov. Going to swing elsewhere. Conscripts hitting the east, or engineers hitting the eastern victory point there. Pioneers can, of course, rush in to deal with that. Far west, we've got conscripts moving there for NosMarkov's western field point. Third Grenadier squad then moving down east. Pioneers moving in, they're going to swing up as well. We'll have to see how quickly he responds to hit the fuel harassment. Take up there for NosMarkov, so triple Grenadier, double MG for, or double Pioneer before then moving for tier 2. Jove with 4 conscripts and engineers. No sign of match there. I'll probably go for some field infirmaries first, but a support company could be a very good idea. Then, particularly if NosMarkov hits him with fast light vehicles, and we get Molotovs actually. Not a bad pick. They can sort of get a hand up in a lot of 1 vs 1 engagements. Not something a lot of people consider when they use conscripts, but Molotovs can be quite effective. Also, in part, just pushing the Germans out of cover. Of course, they have machine guns. They flank them with it. It's also pretty great. Conscripts they've been caught with the gunners laying down sandbags. Of course, there are sandbags of NosMarkov's building there. They can be used against NosMarkov, but he doesn't care. Charging in, of course, he's close to the concussive grenade. There you go. Not what he's doing there. Of course, he could try and set up here and use cover. Instead, he flanks. So he actually gets past the bit where the conscripts don't get come. But there you go. Jove hits back there with the Molotov. Quick response there. Still about to retreat here. But at this point, what he's doing is buying time here. And to just keep him off the field for as long as possible. Also bring up more conscripts with more Molotovs, which then prevents him from then using the sandbags here easily. And there you go. NosMarkov makes the call, retreats, rather than trying to fight an engagement. He knows he can't win. Like, he could try and fight it, but he just wastes manpower at this stage. And feed Jove a lot of experience. I mean, really, the best choice was all retreating. And certainly highlights here why Jove just kept the unit around it, because then he just would still have the point. And if he treated too soon, he might not be able to pull that off as easily. At which point he might not be able to contest the fuel point there. So good decision there by Jove. Bit risky, obviously. Could have backfired on him in theory, but in the end it did not. Like to make a nice company up. You're probably seeing a fast 2-2 out here for NosMarkov. Once it gets the fuel, obviously. Panther-Grenadiers in the meanwhile could be a good idea. We got S-mines up here by the eastern fuel point. Not bad. Cut-off point being hit instead. Mines on the road point as well. Very good there. Aggressive harassment also. Little tip there, but the closer you place a mine to the opponent's base and they don't see it, the more likely it's going to be disruptive in a sense, because most people don't expect mines this close to their territory. Some players can actually be slightly unsettled by it. So we've got elite troops versus guard rifle. We're probably seeing some guards rifle then for Jove. We'll have to see what else follows up. Sandbags here by the western fuel point again. This time they're slightly differently positioned. More mines down here. Pioneers being hit. No mine sweepers there for NosMarkov. He's obviously not again expecting this. I mean, again, who mines this close to the opponent's base? Only madmen and Jove. Concentrating out there for Jove. Heading points there. We got engineers routed. Even with the mines being clearly laid down in front of us, he's still, I think, not expecting there to be mines right there. But there you are. Could call us in stormtroopers here versus Jove. MP40s could be quite effective. Then again, only just a bunch of G43s could also be effective as all these conscripts. And there you go, mine goes off, killing several pioneers. 2-2 on the way there for NosMarkov. We got 485 versus 465. Sandbags up there for Jove. Very consistent sandbagging here against NosMarkov. And there go this versus conscripts. Could see a Molotov here or there. At the same time, I imagine Joe might want to be careful about popping too many Molotovs, since at the same time he obviously wants conscripts assault tactics to get the submachine guns out there. 2-2 there. Panzer's following up here for NosMarkov. Adding some more heavily equipped infantry. Not a bad idea at all. Conscripts moving in, going to these charges holding the line, but for how long can they actually maintain the position? They're being surrounded here, and of course any moment a Molotov could go off. He pops a rifle grenade there, would have maybe expected a stun grenade just to quickly get an upper hand there temporarily. 2-2 setting up, Panzer's on the way, hitting the point here. Mines was up for Joe, because Joe always expects mines. Back here, troops reinforcing. Medic banker up, but no medics yet. So good harassment there by Joe against NosMarkov. Good harassment, and we got take up there for Joe. Fine here at the 7-minute mark. There's a bomb company should be going up. Sam makes a stop even there. He's hitting the dirt just to buy himself more time to grab the point. Joe has almost got most of the map now under his control, and NosMarkov is barely getting anything. Particularly, he's not getting a lot of fuel here versus Jove. Reinforcement. Panzer Company is heading southwards here. Quick blank up with a 2-2 from a firepower. And there you go. First upgrade up there. And this should signal to NosMarkov that Joe has gone for Guards Rifle, meaning he should expect Guards from also down the road, and who knows, maybe some K1 heavy tanks or artillery. Setting out with the 2-2, the conscripts and the the Panzers and the Pioneers. Going to be using westwards, going for the fuel there with the Pioneers. Very good. 2-2 roaming about. Of course, trying to stay a bit cautious around the hedges here, since of course there could be conscripts hiding around any corner with some anti-tank grenades, which there are. The Jove has yet to research them. We got Tank Command up here. Well, obviously we tried to go here for an early mobilized reserve upgrade there. Would be an aggressive move there by Jove in some ways. Ooh. That's a bit risky, like if he tries to fire a rifle grenade here, that could have very impactful consequence. But no, he's able to get the Molotov here from... oh, did not. Ends up retreating. Pioneers was engineers around them. Now it's NosMarkov's time to swing back here at Jove, using his 2-2 to sort of push the field. Of course, Jove is now about to hit back with a T-70 light tank. So, I mean, right now, NosMarkov hasn't really got any counters to that. We have no telemines, so he has no telemines. He's got no Pack 40, no Panzerschrecks. I mean, one option could, of course, go for another 2-2 and then trying to use the double 2-2s to deal with the T-70. That is an option. Bit tricky to handle for some players, but it is an option. Skirmish here, we got engineers versus the 2-2. Comes in here heavily cooked with something to the Panzer and the Pioneer. Bomb grenade here. Oh, concussive grenade could have been an option in retreat there. Probably in the end the wisest idea there. Up close was the submachine gun wielding conscript there. The frontal wicks from Joe. Got the T-70 setting out here, pursuing the 2-2 there, and that's going to give NosMarkov a bit of a sad feeling, I imagine. Luke going to use here with a Panzerfaust and landing a nice hit here. Fun fact, there are actually numerous versions of the Panzerfaust. Basically, with each iteration, they just got more range and penetration. The biggest difference with probably with the final version of the Panzerfaust was actually much more similar to the Panzerschreck, just like, you know, was sort of more reloadable tube rather than just a single shot weapon. Little fun fact there. More Panzers on over NosMarkov. No Pack 40 though, so I mean, he's seen the T-70, but he doesn't care about it, or just figures he can sort of stall against it. Oh, he's about to lose gun to the conscript down here in the dirt. Okay, he retreats. So I'm not entirely sure here what NosMarkov's intending to do. That one definitely stands a bit out, in my opinion. Sandbags are begin. Jove very consistent about those sandbags. Something that can be overlooked by some serve players. Again, they don't tend to think a lot of them, even if they go for like a lot of crunch scripts. But as we can see from Jove, he's just tossing them down. A, because they're free, but also, I mean, heavy cover's pretty good in a lot of situations, in particular in areas where there's otherwise no heavy cover. So if you're controlling the heavy cover, you actually got a nice tactical edge. So Jove here putting that on the ground. There we go. Double punch swing about here. That's a lot of assault rifles, but can certainly put a lot of pressure on any of Jove's infantry, in particular if they're isolated. Pack 40 falling out the NosMarkov, so in the end he was going to go for something with the T70, but I'm kind of a bit surprised he went for the Panzer Grenadiers before the Pack 40. I mean, usually you go for an anti-tank counter before more infantry against such a thing like the T70. Charging at this sort rifle wielding Panzer Grenadier is not the best move there by the conscript, to be honest. Up close the conscript will do more damage, but on the path towards they can take a lot of damage. In fact, good chance of seeing a wipe. We got the T70 moving in, but yeah, not enough here. Good wipe there for NosMarkov. Bit of blow there to Jove and the Red Army here in the early game. 2-2 moving up behind, flanking the T70. Pack 40 on the way. There's going to be a bit of time there for it to arrive. We got 431 versus 448. Everybody's moving in there. T70 moving about. Another T70 here for Jove. A bold move, certainly indicating him that Jove's feeling very confident, can quickly finish this off. Normally, I don't think you'd go for double T70s here like this unless you were really feeling like you can just do this. But Jove definitely has that feeling he's gotten this. There we go. The NosMarkov does appear with the double pancakes, and that turns the tips on the T70. Jove was not expecting that. I don't think gotten close to this Panzer Grenadiers without, and he probably should have sensed like who would run up to like a T70 with their Panzer Grenadiers unless they weren't planning something. So either way, that's one T70 down there. That's a big tactical win here for NosMarkov. In particular, now that Jove's committed to the second one. I mean, he can now deal with that one, but it all just means Jove is really behind in terms of resource. That means NosMarkov has more safe to just push for medium armor, and then Jove's going to be struggling to actually counter that. So that's a pretty big tactical win there for NosMarkov. That is a pretty big tactical win. Maxim all the way there. Pioneers reinforcing. We should be reinforcing soon. Conscript setting up, engineers setting up in the northwest. We've got Grenadiers advancing slightly. Oh, Pack hits the mine. That's bad there for NosMarkov. 2-2 there by close of 2. Panzerjägers advancing. Need to be careful not to extend too fast, since if they do get rushed by conscript with submachine guns, they could quickly get wiped out. Jove following up with Maxims. No guardsmen as of yet. I kind of would figure to go for some, but so far seems like Jove had decided they're not important. NosMarkov not taking up yet, though I would say the faster they can take up here versus Jove the better. I mean, for example, the current situation with, again, Jove's double T70 play there having basically hit a bit of a snag. A fast Ostman could, for example, be very powerful here versus Jove, as he would obviously not have a lot of counters to it, meaning the Ostman could do some serious damage here to Jove. Panzerjägers moving up. Okay, a few hits there. T70 heavily damaged. Grenadiers moving in. Conscripts Maxim setting up. Pioneers going for the centre there. Far east point. We've got seized by Panzer Grenadier. Grenadiers standing ready. And we got Storms running. So more assault infantry here from NosMarkov paying right behind the Maxim to give it a bit of a reason to get the devil out of there. Very good. NosMarkov should be taking up though to get too close to the conscripts. Maxim does easily escape. And needs to get back that car phone again. Pack 45 was not entirely destroyed here, despite best efforts there by Jove. It did manage to escape. I won't call it intact, but let's just say not entirely destroyed. To do the suffering damaged engine there. Storm's about to engage the guns. We finally arrived to the battlefield. Go quick gun hunt granate. Lighting that thing on fire. Contra guarded by the 2-2. Note that the insignia of the Storms for the relic here chosen is actually this insignia of the Brandenburger Panzergrenadier Division, which is sort of initially, before they became a division, a sort of special operations unit. There's sort of a lot of infiltrators and specialists, but would later be formed into a regular Panzergrenadier division, which would be part of the Großdeutschland Panzer Corps. Little fun fact there in terms of organisation. Storms about need to retreat, will be a waste tea for them to just kill them, get them killed like that already. Moving up the Pack 40, but No, he's actually pushing it a bit farther. There's not a lot there. For example, if, like, say, Joe makes a big hard push here, they could sort of cut up the Pack 40, so he could risk losing it. I can understand wanting to put the T-70 out of commission, but I feel like, again, just a fast Austrian would be a much better bet than, you know, pushing his Pack 40 too far here. So to were to hand over the Pack 40 to Jove, that could bite NosMarkov in the ass quite significantly. Pioneers versus the advancing conscript squad. They're close to the ace level there for these brave Soviet soldiers. T-70 joining in there as well. Good rifle grenade though. In the end, courage is a bit ephemeral in the face of a rifle grenade. A bit ephemeral. Storms are reinforcing our way. That's the second wipe in the conscript squad, putting Joe behind down to 3 infantry squads again. We got 412 versus 409 so far, though pretty close in terms of victory points here, but Joe has now suffered several setbacks. He's lost a T-70 while he committed to another one. He's lost several infantry squads. Meanwhile, while he has been able to disrupt NosMarkov's resources, he's not been able to quite get this, I would say, same level of wipes, in fact, if any at all here on NosMarkov. He's actually got a ton of infantry. We're talking 3 grenadiers, 2 panzer grenadiers, and a stormtrooper squad. That's a lot of infantry. Probably also to an extent explaining why NosMarkov is packing so much firepower and suddenly doing a lot of damage to Jove. But obviously, it's, you know, slightly highlighting now the issue where Jove committed to T-70s. Because again, once then NosMarkov begins pushing on medium armor, which he should be doing really soon, again, a fast Austrian here would still be, I think, absolutely devastating. I mean, it's really going to be felt there by Jove, who is, I mean, he doesn't even have a field gun. He's got 2 guard squads, and they can certainly slow down, say, a single Austrian on Panzer IV, if it's not supported, but even then, it's going to be a bit of a challenge. And there you go, so Pomako out there for NosMarkov and the coast Deutschland. 2-2 moving straight for the conscripts by the eastern field point. NosMarkov is always establishing control of all 3 victory points. Maxim holding up here, forming an anchor point there for Jove's, well, so far, very minimal right flank. Panzers, I think, just need to retreat. They're too low on health. I mean, the T-70 could quickly kill them before they got too far off in their rockets with a bit of bad luck. But there goes Pomako up. I mean, we're probably seeing the Panzer IV, but honestly, again, I feel like a fast Austrian here could be really effective for NosMarkov versus Jove. Really effective. Guys doing what they can. His Stormtroopers Pioneers will probably retreat soon. Molotov off. Just running covering fight close to the ace level. In the west, Pentagon is about to get cleared out. Here we got Garsman hitting the dirt. Well, not hitting the dirt, what they call it. Firing positions. We've got the T-70 there, closing in as well. Right flank got the Maxim bit on his own. 2-2 with infantry support pushing back successfully the guard squad there. Noting most of the grenadiers have still yet to be upgraded. Oh, he had not retreated the Panzerjägers, and there we go. Oh, they're being engaged by the T-70, they're forced to retreat. Luckily, the Pack 40 is covering here, otherwise Joe could have been tempted to maybe rush down the Panzerjägers and clear them out, which would have been pretty nasty there for NosMarkov. But there you go, Panther on the way there. I mean, obviously does have the bulletins gain them faster experience, which is pretty solid. But again, I feel like just not going for an Austrian here is perhaps a bit of a lost opportunity, again, considering his opponent did go for double T-70s. I mean, in other circumstances, considering the timing, Panther will be the better choice here, but I don't know. Part of me feels like, you know, Austrian rush. Joe, meanwhile, might also consider taking up soon to bring out some armor here versus NosMarkov and the German army, losing the west side here. Some nice maneuvering there from Joe. Back here, troops reinforcing. Back in Joe's base, troops setting out. T-70 need repairs, close to Vetchney 2, at least halfway there. Stormtroopers probably want to retreat here. 5-man versus 2. Not really winning engagement. There we go, Panzer come flying out there for NosMarkov. Pack 4 caught in a pretty bad spot again, just nothing to screen a pack that is all low on health. Was, I think, a significant mistake there by NosMarkov. And in this case, got punished for it. I mean, always be careful about your packs and support weapons like that. So yeah, he got punished. I mean, he might be able to clear it out and sort of get it back, but if he doesn't, I mean, that's pretty much just a good anti-tank weapon in the hands of Jove. I mean, a 6-man Pack 40 is not something to want to take lightly. There goes rushing in. They've got Panzer Grenadiers. Panzerjägers moving in. They should have a chance taking out here. And destroy it. 2-2, the lost its gun. There you go. Pack crew down. Destroy it. Destroy it. Oh, he's not destroying it. I think he's Two folks in the T-70 can destroy it. Of course, that'd be great, but he shouldn't forget about the pack. Got the T-70. There's still the pack, though. NosMarkov, the pack, die Panzerabwehrkanone. Oh dear, he might actually forget about and all the fighting here. We got 412 versus 3 and 1. One thing moving up, of course, about planning to grab it, but like if say something goes wrong, he has to retreat suddenly, you know, he might not be able to get it back. But there you go, Grenadiers moving in, they're going to grab it back up. Grab these some fuel point. In fact, again, note how Jove is, even like in this awkward situation, he's still staying focused. He's getting units to run around on the sides of the map, just grabbing away most of the map there, while NosMarkov is concentrating most of his forces in one place. And otherwise, he's just looking to disrupt fuel. He's making sure that NosMarkov cannot expand his fuel advantage or resource advantage any further by bringing in more tanks faster than Jove can manage them. And Jove, in this case, is now going for the K1 heavy tank. Very good counter to the Panzer IV, which struggles with it. That's going to force NosMarkov to, you know, consider some Stuks. A pair of them, in fact, tend to put that into a bit of a tougher spot there. Well, of course, have to see what NosMarkov does. Also, he needs to put more emphasis on the fuel and the victory points. We've got 412 versus 287. Used right here by the Panzerkampfwagen 4. If need something westwards. More upgraded grenadiers, I think, would be a good investment there for NosMarkov as well. Was he planning to go for tier 4 here? That doesn't look like it. Panzer going for the guard squad here, bit isolated on their own. A good bomb grenade here could leave the guard and flank side. Apparently he's not paying attention though. Oh, there we go. Fine positions, but they'll quickly become dying positions if they don't retreat. So Jove there, of course, makes the right decision and gets his men out of there. Rather than inadvertently creating a bunch of martyrs for the sake of defending a victory point. We're just going to lose anyways. But there you go. K1 heavy tank out there for Jove. By late 1944-45, any KV tanks that really were in KV-85s, which sort of an interim model between the KV series and the IS series of heavy tanks, was basically a KV tank with a bigger turret with more armor on it and an 85mm gun. I believe those are usually to the Watch I think most KV-1 tanks by this point would have been destroyed or, you know, upgraded. But there might be an exception, obviously. So we're generally not the ones that let equipment go to waste. And there's KV tanks heading out of there for Jove, going straight for the Panther 4. Shots fired here, but the K1 heavy tank can absorb quite a bit of fire there, so it's a lot harder there for NosMarkov to take it out of the commission, to be honest. So some Stuks would be a really good investment there for NosMarkov. Oh, Panther 4, they're very exposed. Also taking fire there from the guardsmen. Need to get that Panther 4 out of there. Schnell. Back 40 shoots, bounces. Ooh, got lucky there. That could have been that Panther 4 down. More bounces off the K1's heavy armor. Guards were there being hammered to bits by the 2-2, but the 2-2 is not doing too well either there. Some intense fighting. Close to getting wiped there. We got 412 versus 244. K1 setting out again. There we go. Guard squad perishes in service of the Red Army. Is he going for 2-4? No, he should be going for Stuks, I think. I mean, he could go for another Panther, but really just want Stuks with better penetration, better area of fire to take on K1 heavy tanks. Seizing the western point with the Stormtroopers. I want to get back that eastern fuel point as well. Joe, of course, also looking to slow down the victory point bleed here from NosMarkov. Very good idea as well. And we do get a second Panther 4. I mean, it can work, but Stuks honestly just work much more consistently. Routed from the eastern point here quite efficiently. Conscripts guards from sitting out, Maxim following up as well. Ooh, re-exposed then, also got the punchings at the front here. They could actually give the K1 heavy tank some trouble, in part because the K1 is so big it's harder for the Panzer grenadiers to miss that one. And that plays a role as well. They do have a harder time hitting a T-70, but, you know, a K1 in particular, you know, pretty much presents his entire broadside to the Panzer Grenadiers, is pretty damn hard to miss. See, even you can hit that. Yeah, I get it, Friedrich. I get it. Stop mocking me. Panther 4 number 2 good to go. So I'm not entirely sure what NosMarkov's plan is, except I guess just kill all of Joe's infantry and then isolate the K1. I mean, that can work. Joe also may want to consider bringing up some anti-tank ones to back up his K1 there. Field guns could be an idea. H-26s could also be an idea. Something with a bit more firepower than the K1. So that way, push through NosMarkov's armor pretty fast on the west side here. Again, harassment, a lot of sandbags there. Again, very consistent sandbagging by Jove. 2 thumbs up. Also, quick note about you. The map has a nice feel to it. You know, it's not like, you know, one point is overly valuable due to really, really annoyingly positioned buildings. So that sort of creates some, I think, nice sort of flow of the battle here. Up north, you've got 2 backing up. Panther 4 that pushes back the country, almost getting a full wipe here. That definitely got a harsh blow there to Jove if he were to lose that. Got 25 kills. I mean, that 2-2 has really been paying off here for NosMarkov, to be sure. The south here, Panther has been pushed back. Panther launching a small scale assault here to reclaim the house. Guardsmen joining into being pushed back. Panther 4 moving up. Second Panther 4 would join as well. But they occupy with the country there behind the stone wall. K1 rushing forward to the fighting once more for the Red Army to challenge the fascists. K1 charging in, going straight here for the Panther 4 second moving up as well there. Field on the way there for Jove to provide that extra punch here. About to lose the Panther 4, that'd be definitely a bit of a blow there to NosMarkov. Main gun out. K1 there with the damage going in close to the Pack 40's got Panzerjägers, but their pack is bouncing the shots. And the Panzerjägers for once actually missed. For once. And that does look like NosMarkov might be setting up here for Tier 4, which likely means the Tiger Race. I mean, in most cases you don't see Panthers out. Well, in case you do, but in my experience it rarely ends well. Panther 4 sending out. Get that pack out of there, NosMarkov. Get that pack out of there. Panther 4 they're being repaired. Very good. Still some time for one to go for the Tiger Race. Love to see what Jove follows up after the field gun there. Maybe another one. He could also try and go for another K1 heavy tank. Fresh Panzergrenadier for NosMarkov. Very good. Panther 4 halfway fixed up. Got the country by the western point there. About to be dispatched by the Panther 4. We got the K1 setting up back up with the field gun and a lot of engineers. Shot fired. Missed. Two taking here from the KB1. Bit of quiet here. Field gun setting out. Engineers taking down losses. Engineers about to take some losses if they don't get out of there fast. Joe looking like he's setting up for a big head-on assault here against NosMarkov, hoping that NosMarkov spreads his forces out too thinly and a bit too unfocused for him to make the push. Which may actually be the case here. At least a lot of his corpsmen are a bit scattered. Particularly, the infantry is not quite in a place to receive a head-on assault there from Joe, but we got infantry moving in there. K1 looking to threaten the flanking. Not bad idea. They could take out the Panther with a bit of luck. Oh, missed. Lucky there from NosMarkov, though of course quickly follow-up shot that does not. Ooh, failed to penetrate though. NosMarkov's luck hasn't run out yet. Here in the east we've got Guardsmen versus Panzerjägers and Grenadiers, and there you go, bomb grenade besides blowing up a lot of squirrels though, ends up not doing too much against the Guardsmen. Far west point being seized here, Panther 4 there. And we got less than 100 points left here for Jove. Things starting to look a bit desperate as NosMarkov's got 412. Well, honestly, if I think with NosMarkov, it's just to push for like Stoops and Ostman to back up his current force and just roll over or get in there. Probably could take out Jove now. I'm going to get any cancel for the Tiger Race, but I feel like he's just missed an opportunity to maybe just close this fight now. Also going for the center victory point there again. Jove's just looking to buy time. Very good. Panzerjägers need to retreat here. They're exposed out in the open here. Good hit there. Still some time away from that Tiger Race. Joe can soon go for another K1 if that is what he wants, and it could very well be what he wants to go for. 2-2 with 26 kills. Being hotly pursued by the K1 heavy tank. Very close 32 there on the K1 heavy tank. Field gun supporting, and there we go. Oh, missed. Close one there in the far west. We got Panther to the other field gun. Need to pull back the Panther, or the field gun need to get out there. Oh, he's gonna lose it. He's gonna lose it. NosMarkov wasn't paying attention. He popped smoke, but he could attack ground here and hit it possibly. Ooh, he didn't. Lucky NosMarkov. And there you go. Second K1 heavy tank there for Joe and the 24th Tank Corps. Panther 4 blitzing out of there to make sure it gets to safety before it gets taken out by a stray shot. Fighting for the eastern point here. Comes with their caught laying down sandbags, rifling it off as well. Not quite enough here. In this case, though, fortunately, they've been upgraded with sandman squads. So they don't have the submachines, which will be a bit more problem here for up close for the Pioneers and the Grenadiers. Panther went on his own. Very close to that Tiger Ace here for NosMarkov. We are roughly a minute and a half away or so. Another K1 heavy tank, they're almost done. Harvest Grenadiers versus conscripts. Panther dying at repairs. Very close to Veteran 2 though. And we are now about a minute away there from the Tiger Ace. 27 kills on that 2-2. I just need to retreat. 28 kills on the 2-2. Seizing the eastern point. And he's on the 5K1 heavy tank moving in, Veteran 2. Panda 4 to moving back, K1 falling back. Bit of quiet here, looks like besides. There we go, Tiger Ace now ready here for NosMarkov and the German army. And there we go, summon 4th. Now, of course, things are going to get more challenging here for Jove. Bomb grenade almost got. We got the K1 go straight for the Panzerjägers, about to get wiped with the conscript as well there. Oh, bad call there by NosMarkov, bad call. Panzerjägers is down, Pack 4 about to get wiped as well there. He's down to just 3 Grenadiers, also lost the Stormtroopers and all the other Panzer Grenadiers. This is actually been an awkward position. NosMarkov's not managed to position himself. Like, he just allowed a lot of his anti-tank to be, cleared out to the ones that had a good volume of fire. That's the K1 heavy tanks. And again, the Pack 40 could end up in Joe's employ, which of course is going to be a problem there for the Tiger Ace, but with John's up with the field gun. But there you go, Tiger Ace charges through here, the terrain, crashing sandbags beneath its mighty armoured treads. Going to come to the far east. Pack 40 about to get cleared out. We got air support called in here by Joe. There we go, Pack crew down again. In the west, Panther 4 swinging in, going past the K1 tank. Those shots are bouncing. Panther 4 about to get knocked out as well. He's trying, I think, to manage 2 armoured battles here at the same time. I feel like that might be a bit ambitious there by NosMarkov, to be honest. And he's not really getting any sort of focused attention in elsewhere, so he's just lost the Panther 4 here. Both heavy tanks are still operable, by the way. Panther 4 getting ready to might be able to get the field gun, but again, he's trying to fight numerous engagements, and it's not quite working out for him. Panther 4 almost got the field gun, but is about to go down as well there. Shot bounced. Tiger Ace here flanked about the K1. Almost got it there. Infantry not there to support. Scattered attention here. Almost got one of the K1 heavy tanks. Panther 4 that goes down. Tiger Ace almost down as well. 2-2 still operable with 33 kills, which is quite impressive. But there you go. Tiger Ace backs off. 3 kills, and none of the KV tanks in the end got taken out. That was a pretty bad engagement there for NosMarkov. I mean, he still got a big victory point lead. Joe's down to 59 victory points, but he just lost 2 Panther forces, Panzerjägers, and his Pack 40 here to Jove with not an awful lot to show for it, to be honest. Like, he got the maximum crew cleared up. If he can't steal it, it's not going to matter much anyways. More Pioneers up to repair the Tiger Ace. That's definitely a good idea. He definitely wants that one back in the fight as fast as possible. And of course, he can use a vehicle crew repair to expedite that. That's definitely also a good idea. We'll have to see if he actually does that. Some players, well, it's definitely much more common now. There might still be a few players who don't quite think about that option. K1 charge film, and he now knows. I mean, most of NosMarkov's weaponry is gone. The Tiger Ace is next. Joe knows he can play with K1 aggressively versus NosMarkov's infantry and just push the frontage. And also worth noting, he just rushes for every single victory point. Like, he knows he's down to 25 points. He needs to stop this now. So Joe, of course, does not miss any time there. K1 tank there by the ace level with 11 kills. Very good there. Tiger Ace being slowly fixed up. Again, could speed up the repairs here with the crew repair, just 35 munitions. It is overall very efficient ability. 2-2 of course also need repairs, but the Tiger Ace must come first. So what will NosMarkov do next? I mean, getting Stoops to help deal with the K1s. We're good idea. Osman to deal with infantry or support weapons. I suppose Panther Force again for the middle ground, but that's the K1s. I feel like the middle ground isn't very good. And Jove's bringing up more field guns, and I think the Pack 40 ball is still something to grab here. So yeah, he's just going to cancel it. I mean, why get a field gun if you just grab a German entertainment? There we go. Wow, we actually get hull down here from Jove as well, which certainly makes it even harder than for, say, Panther Force or anything else to deal with it. Very cheeky. Assault on the eastern victory point. Armoured forces heading westwards there. T-34 from 6 around there for Jove and the Dead Army. Ooh, roughing it off there. Shot missed though. Got the other K1 defending the western victory point here. Just coming up there and running into both Guardsmen and a Dark End Ace K1 heavy tank. That assault did not perform particularly well there for NosMarkov. And additionally worth noting here, of course, what Jove then does is he supports the Dark End KV tanks with anti-tank guns. So like, already there, like, it's already going to be taking little damage due to being hulled down, and of course the KV tank. So any slug-out match is not going to be won because again the field guns just provide the firepower. And Pack 40, of course, meaning like even a Tiger is trying to take those on head-on, it's going to be destroyed. So what will NosMarkov do to try and turn this around? Sturmpanzer. I guess the idea could work, but that's the K1 tanks, which I feel like is main issue right now. That one's just pretty much just dead weight. Like, you might as well be slapping a wet fish against them for all the good it's going to do. Like, he needs more firepower. He needs Stoogs. At least he should go for a Panther, but even then I don't think the Panther's going to be sufficient as the K1 heavy tanks, to be honest. Particularly not again when they're backed up by 2 anti-tank guns. Jove here laying down mines to further sort of remove any momentum from an armoured assault there from NosMarkov. Any infinite assault, very good. Panther is on the way there for NosMarkov. Fixing up the Tiger Ace. Need to fix up the 2-2 as well. So we got 279 versus 24. Jove is quickly closing the gap between the two in terms of victory points. Got play there. Tiger is moving up, Betsy 2 there. Ooh, hits the ground instead. Panther almost done. Tiger is setting out. 8 kills. Betsy 2. They're about to have a nasty encounter with a mighty Tiger Ace, and there you go. Diatlov, well, discoupled from this world. He's about to have his friends join in, but there you go. K1 tank opening up. Nutboys will hold it down, and we got 2 anti-tankers backing up. They're right here, though. The anti-tankers are both low from health, and like he got an awfully close to the Tiger Ace. So could through to clear them out. And again, if NosMarkov can clear the 2 anti-tank guns, I think he has a good chance versus Jove still. Got to wipe somewhere else, though. That's pretty nice, though, with those that come to retreating. Tiger Ace are taking heavy damage. 11 kills, though. Panther setting out here for NosMarkov. Okay, we're taking up back up with the T-34 from 6, and we've got the anti-tanker setting up support as well. Decent hit on the K1 heavy tank, but again, it takes little damage. T-34 K1 going here for the Panther. Need to fix up the Tiger Ace again. We got 215 or 213 versus 24. Tiger Ace shot bounced off the K1 heavy tank's armor. That is something. Grab the eastern point there. Both anti-tankers remain low in health. A few Panthers or Stormtroopers support NosMarkov I think would be a really good idea. H-6 on the way there for Sabrina. Fixing up the Tiger Ace. One of these reinforcing. And maximum they could engage the Guardsmen unless they get caught up in a bad spot. In fact, now it has to retreat because we're trying to set up the Guardsmen. Gus can murder it with the light machine guns. NosMarkov is mostly ignoring the west side. He's just digging in here, putting more effort into it. Again, Jove is just digging in with heavy tanks and anti-tank guns, which just really means NosMarkov is not going to make a lot of progress there unless Joe makes a big mistake. And so far, Jove is not making mistakes. Bring up Nation 6 Assault Gun to back things up. That's an interesting move there. Target tank taking hits there. Panther is good to go again, but he really needs to try and find another place to break through with rather than just where every gun is pointed. T-44 down to half health. Small push in the west to the 2 versus the counter. They're taking advantage now perhaps of all the heavy emphasis on the right flank. Panther target race versus the K1 heavy tank, which is certainly absorbing quite a few hits there from NosMarkov's Panzerwaffe. We got 168 versus 24. Switching falls in healing. And we can see there Joe's now dispatching force to the west side, just Station 6M. He knows where most of the German armor is, so he doesn't really need anything bigger here to deal with the 222, to be honest. Just the assault gun will do. If it can hit, of course, in this case, it did not. Quick hit there. Anti-tank grenade in the Panther, damaging the engine. Anti-tank is just trying to shoot through the hedges and the trees, not quite landing a hit there. Target race very close to eventually flee. And is routed. T-44 K1 moving in, Gunnery's moving in as well. T-44 shoots, Gunnery's got the target race moving up. Pack shoots there right through the rear arm of the target race. Brief consider more Gunnery's Pack because that's even a better choice there for NosMarkov, but also would be a better choice trying to land an attack elsewhere. Like right now, all that's happening is like he's just slowly bleeding out here versus Joe without really making much gains. Joe, meanwhile, could consider more mines here now. He's just got the 2 K1 tanks just hold down. There you go, Stugs. Finally, but really, he should have gone for those sooner and should have gone for more of them. But I suppose better late than never. But he should have gone for them sooner versus the K1 tanks. There you go, Panther first. K tank down to less than half health. We can still got the tanks nearby though again. They're still at half size, I mean, he's... Panther shoots, misses, Stug halfway done. Got the 2 to bring up versus the gas on his own. That's a retreat. Now sitting in the Panther. Looks like NosMarkov might find realize he needs to put pressure elsewhere to really make any gains here versus Joe. K1 heavy tank almost good to go. Stug almost good to go there for NosMarkov. There goes Stug 3G. So short on fuel, though he can't easily go for another one. Oh, again, that'd be a helpful idea there for NosMarkov. Hitting the dirt in front of the Maxim, they managed to do before the suppress. Now the Maxim can't suppress them. So they can grab that point. Well, at least he's finally made the move, but it's happening at a rather sluggish pace. And I think Jove in this case has caught the scent of what NosMarkov is doing now, trying to attack him, to punish him for moving about. That's definitely a good move there. But NosMarkov continues the assault to the east to west partially, at the same time diverting forces to then respond to Jove's spoiling attacks here on the right flank. Stug there moving in, but it's very much on its own. A bit blind, and that's pretty risky there for NosMarkov. Definitely not want to employ the Stug. He could easily be flanked by the T-34, but he's laying some good hits on the K1 again. You can see there the high rate of fire is quickly chewing through the K1's heavy health there, and that's kind of again why you want the Stug. Like, it's good for dealing with stuff like this. You almost got the K1 tank there, missed an opportunity, got the Panther ties up. There you go, mine goes off there. Even the Panther with the damaged engine. Stug is not pursuing no emphasis support either. He's just charging with his tanks on their own, nothing to hurt the anti-tank guns. That's a definite mistake. He did get Nation 6M. Stug charges in there, but this is turning into a bit of a mess there for NosMarkov again. There's no emphasis support. The target rate's all down to half health. Also, almost eventually free. Stug hits another mine. There we go. Almost got it. There you go. Ace, or Hero Tiger Ace there. Stug virtually 2 very good. Almost got the KV tank connected. Finish one off. Both anti-tank guns gone. Stug with the damage team's going to have a hard time getting out of there. Consequently blasted. Still no info support here for NosMarkov's armor. There goes support called from Jove. To prevent now any info support from working with the tanks. Isolating them further. We got 73 points left here versus Jove's 24. Now the T-34 there for Jove. Going for the center victory point. Going for the western one. Lots of pioneers in the way. They need to get the Stug a bit further behind also the tide race. Of course, still so they can support the front line, but not at the same time so Joe can just, rush up and do what he wants to do with them. Then it's been glassy in the centre. The Lankerman Ostman here, of course, also showing in the sense that he can't really deal with the aircraft. He's still hanging over the T-54, so next almost got a hit there. Can he deal it? Oh, he hits another mine. But he gets... No, oh, he does get it. He does get it. But now, of course, the Stuke is in awkward position. K1 misses. Stuke hits, though. This is one of the few stations where I might actually want to pop target weak point, just give the Stuke a better chance of getting out, and then also saving the K1's down for a bit. But NosMarkov is not keen on it here, I guess. He's actually got a lot of munitions, though. But he's managed to stabilise. In fact, now he could be the one to bleed out Jove again. Remember, Jove's got only 24 points left, so... I mean, he could still have a chance of winning this, despite, I would say, it's a few flops, and he's also got a larger force, though. A lot of it's now his pioneers trying to fix up his armour. Remember, self-repair, though. I think NosMarkov is not aware of the ability. I mean, particularly here, where the damaged engine here would be really good idea to just get him moving again. Costing the Stuke here, by the way. Honestly, this is where he should have popped crew repair on the tag race, then prioritize all the pioneers to fix up the Stuke so he can quickly get back in the fight here. Instead, he ended up doing neither of the two. And now we got the K1, the tag race being swarmed by K1 to T-34s. We got 16 points left here for Jove. 49 left for NosMarkov and the German army. T-34 going to try and ram it. Oh, does it? Tag race down to half health. Now the T-51, there we go. K1 tank lines to penetrate and hit on the rear arm of the tag race. He's his person in the rear. Oh, scheisse. That's have nothing to do, but the K1 tank misses. Damage engine on the tag race there. We got 49 versus 11. Almost got the ace there. The ace K1, that is. Though the tag race is almost done as well. Almost got it. Can he finally get rid of it? No. Rough nade on the Maxim. He's pushing up with the tag race. We've got 49 versus 11. Pioneers being suppressed and murdered. Western Point being seized. Maxim down. T-34 could flank the tag race and clear it out. No additional armor support here for NosMarkov's tag race. He's going for another Stuke, but will it be in time? And the tag race is down. Without, I think NosMarkov's hopes of winning this are also down. Kaput. Alles kaput. T-54 rolling through the lines here as most of NosMarkov's pioneers, which is now primarily his force, by the way, retreats back to his base. And Jove just drives in and to murder them all. There we go. Sinker there. Game over. NosMarkov quits. A victory there for Jove. A loss there for NosMarkov. A brutal battle here with a lot of good plays from both sides. And then I feel like NosMarkov just, you know, made that classic Bayeux mistake going for tier 4, specifically for the Panthers. I mean, going for the Tigers is not necessarily bad, but, you know, going for Panthers, not good. He should have gone for Stugs. Like, Stugs is just so much better in particular as the K1, because, again, versus the K1, it's really going to come down just to raw, unrelenting firepower. And, again, that's what you get the Stug for. Raw, unrelenting firepower, because it's still, like, the best unit in the Wehrmacht for just having good firepower versus armor that isn't a Pack 40. But overall, good handling there by Jove. There were some slip-ups there. The double T certainly clearly got caught off guard there by NosMarkov, and that's really what gave NosMarkov such a good chance of winning it. But again, he kind of flapped it there. Made some overextending moves, which Jove completely punished him for, taking out the Pack and the Panzerjägers, plus giving it to the Panther Force. In this regard, NosMarkov also needs to work better, you know, coordinating infantry and armor. I think that was one of his bigger mistakes. Jove, meanwhile, generally tend to work infantry and tanks together, proving a much more formidable opponent. So, there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. Hope you gave us ideas from matches. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment, all that. This is Imperial Linton. Cheers. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you all tomorrow again for a nice episode. Bye.